Hello, Justine Dandre here with Bible Journaling Ministries creative team, and today we are using printables from Psalms 91:11, and we're going to be making a washi tape banner and using some watercolor paints. If you are part of Momentum, you get these printables in the Momentum subscription. If not, you can purchase them at BibleJournalingMinistries.com. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. So for today's page, you're going to use washi tape that matches or coordinates with the printable, some string, any type of baker string or any kind of a yarn, a cotton string, some watercolor, a paintbrush, possibly some glue, and then if you want some stamps, here I've done some heart stamps. So yeah, here we go. When you're working with watercolors in your Bible, I suggest that you put gesso on the page because it helps for the movement or with the movement of the watercolor paints. They don't just seep into the page. What I've done here is I was trying something out, and I needed to cover my page, so I just took some white paint and covered it. So you can do that also if you wanted to. The whole point is for you to be able to move the watercolors around. So clear or white gesso will work, or in this case I'm using white paint because I kind of messed up on my page a little bit and I wanted to cover it up. So what we're doing today is pretty basic, but I think it's a lot of fun. When I look at these printables, it kind of makes me feel like in a party mood, and kind of just reminds me of vacation, obviously, because it's got a lot of travel in it. And so I wanted to have a very colorful background. Normally, when I'm doing watercolor, I will use it very lightly and I don't put it on very heavily. But in this case, I'm gonna start off putting it on a little bit later, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make it really bright and allowing the colors to stand out. So I'm just drying up my white paint here because you want that or your gesso to be dry before we start adding the paint. And I'm just using my round brush and some water, and I'm adding the paint. So the fun thing about using watercolors is I love that it just organically does what it wants to do. And I just kind of push it around. I don't really paint much with it. And then here I'm just taking a paper towel to kind of add a little bit of texture. So like some paint will be taken off with the paper towel. And just putting it around. I actually am going to switch out my pattern. When I first started, I thought that I was going to have it like splotches of colors all over the place, but then I've decided that I'm going to switch over and do kind of like a graded look. So yeah, if you're new to watercolors, just have fun with it. You don't really have to think. Like when I'm doing this, I'm kind of talking more with God and thinking about the verse, and not worrying so much about where the paint is going. However, I am allowing it to blend in with the color above it and below it. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this a little so that you're not bored to death watching me. But always remember, when you're doing this, you can go, you start lighter and then go darker. So again here, I'm just kind of coordinating with the colors. For me, this is kind of like a party. Psalms 91:11 says, "For he will put his angels in charge of you to guard you in all your ways." And when I'm thinking of how we should celebrate that he does that for us. We have angels to guard us in all our ways. And even though we think we're going to be messing up, we will be given peace through ways I think that we go wayward, and we will be protected in those areas. So as you see here, I did go a little bit darker with my watercolors, and I am just allowing it to flow, just whatever way it kind of wants to. Anyway, So let's dry this up a little bit, and then we're going to get into making the banner. Oh, you know what? One thing I didn't forget to mention, you are going to need scissors. Um, the little scissors are better, but you can use big ones too to make the banners. I'm going to clean up my watercolors. Hey, did you know that the lid of the watercolor paint is made to come off so that you can use it as a palette? I always got frustrated when my lid would fall off of my watercolor paints, but it was made to do that. So I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but I found that out taking a class one day. So things we learn, right? Things we learn along the way. So it was really hard to try to decide what I wanted to do with the printables. I definitely wanted to focus on the words. I'm going to put this aside so that I can show you how to do the washi banner. And the really cool thing, again, that I love about the printables is you can use it in several Bibles. You can use it in your mixed media book. You can, use it several times. So I'm taking a piece of string. It does not matter how long it is. It depends on how long you want it, and how big your journaling page is. I've used the Illustrated Bibles, so my pages were a little bit bigger, so I can use a bigger string. And use that. And as far as the washi tape, you can use as many different designs as you want, totally up to you. You can also tape down the string if it's easier for you to work with. I choose not to do that. But you can use I have all different types of strings here that, ones that will match with your colors is what you want. Deciding, or I should say decisions, right? So again, just coordinating a whole bunch of different washis. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have no idea how I have so many washi rolls of tape that they just seem to be multiplying, and I don't use them enough. So this is the perfect opportunity to use them in a unique way. And it's very easy if you haven't done it before. A little bit harder with nails sometimes. um, your choice to decide how big you want your banner pieces to be. I recommend probably like anywhere from 2 to 3 inches. I would go a little bit bigger because you can always cut it down to shorter lengths. So basically you're just folding a piece of washi tape over your string. And I start it in the middle of my string so that I can space them all out. And what I'm actually going to do is use my thumb or my finger. I think I use my thumb to kind of just place a space between each piece of banner. And this is the hard part with the nails. So again, you can, I'm just kind of measuring it to see about how it was. You can cut them all out, at first, and then put them on the string, or whichever way you want to do it. But this is the way that I do it, and I just kind of place it over. And the really good thing about washi is if you're folding it over and it does not stay aligned, you usually can pull it apart. If not, cut it off. So again, just placing it in the middle of the tape and folding it over. And what I'll do is I'll go back through after I have all the washi tape on there, and I will cut them to the same length. And then you can either do like a dovetail, or you can do like a pendant, shape. Totally up to you what you want to do. So what I have to do sometimes is use my scissors to get the washi tape to start going. And I had a lot of fun patterns to use. So I think I'll speed up through this just a little bit. Maybe not. I'll let you guys see. Today I chose to use the large wording. There we go. So I have 2, 4, 7 pieces of washi on my string. And again, you're just going to have to play with it to see what works well, whatever Bible you're using. But this is a great way to add some fun to your page and to use up all those washi tapes that we all have. So I'm going to grab my bigger scissors and I am going to go ahead and measure them down to the same length. And I'm just going to cut the first one to where I want it to be, and then just place it on top of the next one so that they're all the same size. And again, you can choose to do a dovetail, which I'm going to do, or you can just do a regular pendant, with the pointy edge. And if you do have plans to travel this summer, I hope that and pray that the Lord is with you in your plans, that you have a safe and fun travel. I don't normally go too many places in the summer because I don't like the heat. And as a matter of fact, in my studio, I am dying because I have to turn the air conditioner off so that you don't hear the background noise. That's how much I love you guys. But yeah, I don't travel much in the summer. Because we live in Florida, I do a lot more in the winter when it's a little cooler. So dovetail, I'm just taking the tip of the scissors and going up on an angle to the middle. Now you can fold the washi tape in half lengthwise if you want, and cut like the corner off. There's several different ways, but for me the easiest is just to do it this way. So I just kind of slant my scissors to go up to the middle of the washi tape, doing them with all of them. Or you can do like the pendant and then the dovetail type, and then a pendant and dovetail and a pendant. So that's two different style of flags that you have. Totally up to you. There we go. So cute. Here we have it. And that's about 7 flags flying. I grab my Bible. I set my Bible aside to dry up with the watercolor, so I'm going to grab that. Nice and dry. Our nice, bright, colorful background. Grab my graphics, printables. In this particular Bible, or actually when I use the Momentum printables, especially with the Bible margin, I like to use it because even though I do highlight the verse on the page, I like to add it just so it sticks out more prominently, I guess, on the page. Now I got to figure out how the wording went because I cut it out. So to guard you in all your ways was really what stuck out to me. So I'm going to go ahead and use that and place them around. And this is kind of easy. It's not really like a lot of detail that I have to tell you, so that's why I kind of pause. But I do. You guys know that I like to use wet glue, so I'm just going to go ahead and put some on if it cooperates. And then place my other cutouts on. And then I'm just going to go through and place all the graphics onto the page. Sometimes I'll arrange them before I glue them. Other times I just go for it. So I just wanted an idea of how I was going to do this because I was adding the banner. And you can add more than one banner if you'd like. Completely up to you. Again, I'm just using the wet glue. And putting everything on. So again, if you would like to subscribe so that you'll know when there's new video content and new things happening, go right ahead and do that. What do they say? Like and subscribe. And then also, of course, check out the website if you're interested in the printables. If you want to get the monthly email that you get free printables that you can go ahead and try out, Bible Journaling Ministries graphics and some of the fun things that we do over here. I hope that this inspires you to dive a little deeper into the Word and spend time with the Lord and His Word while being creative.
I find that, it really just sets me up for a better day when I can create in the Word. And I have a little bit of washi tape here that has some wording on it, so I'm going to try to sneak this in somewhere. Adventure begins, I believe it is. I'm just going to add that. The only thing about wet glue is if you want to lift something up, you got to get it before before it dries. Thank God it didn't dry completely here for me. I was able to sneak it up. But as you can see, I didn't use a lot of graphics. I just used some of them, and I could use them again in another um, Bible, whether I want to use it for the same verse or for something different. I can do that. So today was watercolor, our printables, and I'm going to go ahead and mimic the hearts because I didn't feel like cutting them out, honestly. I'm just going to mimic them with some black ink just around the page a little bit, just to add a little bit more to it. Just kind of scattering. And when you stamp, you can even stamp off the page so that you're not getting the full stamp, or you can do like a second generation stamp, meaning you can stamp once and then stamp another time on the same page, and you're not getting as bright of an ink color. So it kind of just adds a little bit of dimension or texture or whatever. Kind of just gives it a little variety. And I'm just using black ink with that. You can actually just color those in too if you wanted to. Please remember, we love to see what you're creating, so post it on um, the page or in the group. We just love to see how everybody does something so unique with their Bible pages. All right, I think that's it for me for today. And I will see you. Sorry. I will see you real soon. And I hope that you are blessed and have a wonderful summer. And we will see you next month. Bye, everyone.